Good night, fellow punters. The clock on the wall says 10:05 on Sunday night, back with two each-way selections tomorrow in Leopardstown. Missing in action last night, went to Castlebar yesterday evening. A friend of mine picked me up and over we went. Didn't prepare ourselves or dress ourselves properly for the rain. It absolutely pissed rain. We had to wait about 5 minutes in the car park before we brazened it to head for to get a seat. We didn't want to be outside. We might as well have stayed outside the way our boys stayed outside. It was the worst performance I've seen in an awful long time from them. They were absolutely brutal. They were stuck to the ground. They were like men that played a football match yesterday morning and went drinking in the afternoon and then went out playing. Mayo was way superior. At one point in the second half, Mayo scored 7 points. So it looks like we'll be going down to Division 2 with Derry and Kerry to play. Kerry first and then Derry to play. And we'd have to win the two of them probably. So on the way home, we had two young bucks with us. I don't know, they were 16 or 17 and they were going to a party and they had ate at the chip van during the second half. So I suggested we'd pull for something to eat, but no, they had to go. There was women waiting and beer waiting for them, so we said we'd go for chips then, but no, we decided we'd have a few pints instead. So it was 11:30 when I was ready for home after 4 pints and rang a taxi. I had to wait till 1:30 and I was 2 hours no drink, had enough. I didn't want to. It was one of those nights just the beer wouldn't go down. Nothing to eat earlier was the reason, you see. So, and I was as tired as a dog today as well. Missed a mass this morning I was supposed to go to and go for lunch with people, but anyway. We hadn't much luck on the horses either yesterday. There was with 3 running in the afternoon. Nettywell was a non-runner. Got off to a good enough start with Sky Cutter. That was 7-1 into 130, 7-2 or something. Ran well enough. There's a race in that to a big climb up the ladder for the horse. An unexposed sword from the north won it. And then I thought the other two, I was expecting them two to win yesterday. Some Scope. Only 2 finishers in that, beaten by an ex-horse of ours, Dussino. And I actually said the other night, I said he knew that day. He knew again yesterday. 20-1 or 25-1 or something. Only 2 finished. I didn't do the reverse forecast. Some Scope traded 1 to 3 and run. I thought he'd catch him, but he just didn't get there. 12 stone as against 10 stone 4. It was a good weight carrying performance from him. And Brentford Hope. I thought yesterday was that the mare that won it had come back from 3 miles and went front run to win it the last day, and the jockey mustn't and the second mustn't have looked at that because he should have put a bit of pressure on her before coming to the last, and then went out wide. And I don't know. I was very disappointed with the finish of that horse. I had a good bet on that yesterday because 7-4 and 2-1 I thought was good price, but anyway, and then off to Mayo. So it wasn't a good day yesterday for me, and no dinner either, and no dessert. All told, a forgetful Saturday. I see Ash Tree Meadow had a nice win today. Won the Galway Plate for us, and second at 2 mile behind Fernie Hollow last week. Step up and trip suited today. Grand little horsey in that. Tomorrow I found it difficult in the UK. So I looked at 2. There's a couple of horses here tomorrow in Leopardstown that should win, but there's excuses for them. The day I was in Navan, the day Troyton day, I was impressed with that Magic Dawn, the way it finished 4th. That won in a maiden hurdle that day. It was in a good class race, but the handbrake was fully on, and it finished 4th. And it fell at the last in Naas then, when it would have been definitely second. But that was sold, and I think that went 180,000, which is a fair price for a mare after winning a bumper. And they ran down the field in the entry bumper last April. But the last the worrying thing about it is it was on the probable forecast. It's supposed to be 9-4, so I thought it might be a bet. But if you read the excuses for its last defeat, she was worryingly reported to have coughed post-race, but also had a nasal discharge, and was reported to have struck into her left hind pastern. Just that was really like me, all the stuff that was wrong with me today. But it's 11-8 shot. It's hard to go back on that with all the excuses. It has the previous form, but to win it on the 2 runs, on a third last and second last run. But just on reading that the last day, I don't know. It's hard to know what to do because it's no gimme. There's fairly decent mares in it as well. In the 3:30, we have Melina Girl. This is coming back from chasing back to a mare's hurdle race, but she's a way better chaser at a 3.5 mile than she is a 2.5 mile hurdler. But if you look at the numbers there, she was running at 146. She's in tomorrow 113. That's £33 plus Conor Stone Walsh is £5. That's £38 lower than she'll be running tomorrow. Like, she could tie up one leg nearly and win on that, you'd imagine, but she's a 7-4 shot there. So I went with an each way selection, and in the without market as well, it's 4-1 the field. We backed that best line 2 runs back. We got money for us at 15-2 each way money. It ran pretty decent the last day at 2.5 mile. The 2 horses they picked tomorrow both finished second the last time. And the horses that beat them have went on to win again. So one of them was Circus Act. Now James Nash hasn't had a winner of a race since Hannibal crossed the Alps on an elephant. So I think it was last October or something. But this ran well enough. Now it was his first time at a trip the last time, longer than 2 miles. It was 2 miles 3 in Naas. Now, on better ground, it would be better because it won a maiden hurl in Hereford last February by 8.5 lengths. That was on good ground. But if you look back, it had decent enough run on heavy ground in a maiden hurl in October in Galway 2022. So 3rd or 14th to common practice on heavy ground. So it can go on that ground as well. It was 3rd in the handicap hurl of 93 in Down Royal. And heavy ground as well in Cork. So it seems to be versatile enough. Had a spin on the go since its last hurdle run in behind Miami in Dundalk. Now this is it here in the red cap towards the outside, and it stays on fairly well.
After Poppy Rose is Circus Act with Pride of Place, Young Darling to the inside, and Ballycallan King and Juno is next with Crafty Gale and Grieve, Elusive Guy and Panna to Milan, Zanjabil and Tony's Pet. In they come. 3 furlongs to race and 2 flights to jump, and it is Pride of Place, Juno.
That was a good enough run. Great finish up the hill there. But that was against the boys as well, so back in her own, against her own sex tomorrow. And American Money has won again since. It won the weekend. It won that day off 104. And it won again the 25th of February of 111. So that being up, the mare up being £3. And it's 2.5 mile tomorrow, an extra furlong. Now it's an 8-1 shot there with 365. But if Melina's Girl, like a £38 lighter over hurdles, but it is only one hurdle win in its lifetime. But without, you could back that each way, Circus Act 8-1, it's 6-1 back it. they're paying 4 places. But without Melina Geraldine, Circus Act is a 4-1 shot. And that's the only one surprising, but that'd be pretty much it to the lot of them there. Bestaline ran decent enough all right the last time, but I thought that horse finished better, and the horse has franked the form since. Similarly in the 4 o'clock, a handicap hurl. No Fussin is the favourite, but Tim Doyle hasn't had a winner in the longest time as well. Ballum has gone up £11, won the last day for Jack Sutton for Dermot McLaughlin. No Fussin was second the last day, but a horse that was second as well to a horse that won again since is Cosmo Renfro for Shane Nolan and Shane Fitzgerald. This was second to Afen May, and Afen May has went on and won since. Afen May was off 90 that and won again off 99, 2.5 lengths. So that's the angle I took for the two of them tomorrow. Now, this Cosmo Renfro is with the black sleeves. It's in there in 5th place on the rail.
Pressures little between Killing Time, the black cap on the inside of Adon May. Sia Stride has made a move, and then Bocelli's voice, Cosmo Renfro, Duffy's getaway and fed him, and then sure why not? And I don't get it as they head for the home turn. 1 flight left to jump. Round the bend with 2.5 furlongs to go, and it's Adon May on the outside of Killing Time. Followed by Sia Stride, Cosmo Renfro waiting for racing room, then Bocelli's voice, Cloudy Fountain from rear division, then Sure Why Not has now been asked to try and pick up out of Duffy's getaway, leaving behind Ferrum, coming to the final flight, and over as one, Adon May, Killing Time, with up on the inside, Cosmo Renfro, these 3 abreast, followed by Sure Why Not and Sia Stride and Bocelli's voice, and it's Adon May and Cosmo Renfro racing inside the final 100 yards, and it is Adon May who looks put to at the last time. Adon May, Cosmo Renfro, Sia Stride, 1, 2, 3.
That was a decent enough run as well, I thought. It's only a 7-year-old. It hasn't that many runs. It has won before. Now, sometimes this will work and sometimes it won't. It depends. We'll see the prices. Cosmo in for 13-2. If both were placed, I can maybe an each way double. And the two of them placed would make a bit of money. Take it steady. Shout out to Lee Davis from Leash. He is working in London. A young fella follows the show or the channel all the time. He's over there with Shawnee Command. So that's the place for the young bucks. Living it up. Back tomorrow, Monday night, hopefully. In the meantime, bash the bookies over and out.